guys, I'm Shay, and today I'm going to be doing my mid-January book haul. So you guys may be wondering why I'm doing a mid-January book haul as opposed to just an end-of-the-month book haul. That is because the current number of books that I have bought just this month alone is up to 32 already. So I figured it would be better if I did 2 book hauls this month as opposed to just 1. And you have Book Outlet and Amazon's used section to thank for that. Though I guess it's also my fault since I'm the one that's spending all the money. But I can't help it because I love books so much and I just feel like I'm way behind everybody else on BookTube and I just need to catch up. So with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. But I'm not going to spend too much time on each book just since I have so many. I'll just pretty much give you the title, maybe a quick little bit of what it's about, and that'll be it. So I just realized that I did my bookshelf tour before I did my book haul, so I'm sure, actually, you've probably seen like all of these books already, but just pretend you haven't seen that tour yet, and we'll keep going. I need to be smarter about my book hauls next time. So first I'm going to start with the books that I got from bookoutlet.com. This is a really cool site and the books on there are super duper cheap. They had a Black Friday sale and I ended up spending $20. That includes shipping and handling, and I got 6 books out of the deal. So I'd say that's a pretty good bargain. So here we go. So in this box I got Vortex by Julie Cross. This is the second book in the Tempest trilogy. I haven't read it yet, but I had the first one, so I figured I might as well just get the second one. So there's that one. Then I got Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I've heard so many good things about this book, even just from this author, so I just decided I really needed to add, Rainbow Rowell books to my collection. The next one I got was Reboot by Amy Tintera. This book just looked really interesting. It's dystopian sci-fi kind of thing, so I thought it might be a cool read. The next one I got was Variant by Robison Wells, and James Dashner even says that the twist behind it all is my favorite since the Ender's Games. So I like James Dashner, so if he thinks this is a good one, then I'm sure it's pretty great. Also, what was really cool is this one is signed. So I got a signed copy. And yeah, on Book Outlet they say like if the book is autographed, and I don't know, I just thought it was cool. I like having autographed copies of books. And then I got The House of the Scorpion by Nancy Farmer, and I mean it already has all these awards, so I figure, it has to be good. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but I do know that it's supposed to be kind of either futuristic or just sci-fi or dystopian or whatever, so I'm kind of excited to read this one. And then finally in that box I got Sky on Fire by Emmy Laybourne. This is the second book in the Monument 14 series, and I have the first one and I read it and I really loved it, so I thought I would add this one to my collection too. So those were all the books that I got on Black Friday from Book Outlet. I also got Emerald Green by Kirsten Gier. I just bought this one separately a few days later. This is the 3rd book in the Ruby Red trilogy, and I actually don't have the first 2, but this one was really cheap, and so I figured I'd snag it while it was a good price. So those are all the books that I got from Book Outlet. The rest I think are all from Amazon.com. Most of them, actually pretty much all, but maybe 2 of them were used books that I got for way cheaper than the actual price. So that's why I was able to get so many. And this is definitely not in order of how I bought them. I'm not really sure what order they would go in, so I'm just grabbing them and going with it. So this next one I actually got pretty recently. It's Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, and I've heard so much about this book just in the last month alone. Like, apparently it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's like about virtual reality and video games, and there's apparently like tons of like 80s like pop culture references and stuff, and so I guess I'm really excited to start on this one. I might not be for a little while, but yeah, I'm excited about this one. The next one I bought more for nostalgic purposes. It's Kavik the Wolf Dog by Walt Morey. This book I read, I don't even know how many times, billions of times in elementary school actually, and even into middle school. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't necessarily read for elementary school kids. It's more like middle grade, but I'd like to think I was a little ahead of my time in reading terms. So, but yeah, I don't know if I'll read it again anytime soon. I just got it more just so I could have it and remember all the good times I had, my obsession with wolves and dogs and fun times. Then I got the book that I have been most excited to receive, the third book in the Splintered series by A.G. Howard, Ensnared, and I read this one probably like the day after I got it, and it was absolutely amazing. And I have a review up for it. I'll link it down below if any of you guys want to see it. I really recommend this whole series, especially for anybody who loves like fairy tale retellings, especially Alice in Wonderland. This one is just, oh, I loved it so much. Such a satisfying ending. Okay, up next I have False Sight by Dan Crocos. This is the second book in the False Memory trilogy, and I got it more because I really want to complete a lot of the trilogies that I have. I have like a lot of the first books in a trilogy, but you know, that's it. And so I really just wanted to work on getting complete trilogies or complete series down before I started getting other standalones and books like that. Of course, that wasn't really the case this month. I got like so many standalones and new first books in new trilogies, so I guess I'm not really doing too well on that part, but maybe next month. So the next book I actually got because I saw it on another booktuber's channel, Christina Horner. She was talking about it and it just looked really interesting to me. It's The Aviary by Kathleen Odell, and I don't really know a lot about it. I know that it's a really pretty cover, and it's about, I think it's set in a different time period, and it's about this girl who goes to live with her aunt? I don't know. Anyway, it looks really good, and I don't know, I just thought it might be an interesting read. The next one is another one that I've really been looking forward to getting. It's Winger by Andrew Smith, and this one just looked like a really interesting contemporary novel. It's about a boy that goes to boarding school and just, you know, everything that happens to him while he's there. And I just thought it was a really cool, interesting looking book. Next up was another one that everybody has been raving about. It's Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, another one to add to my slowly growing Rainbow Rowell collection. This is about a girl who writes fan fiction, and I don't know, I've never personally been into fan fiction. I like reading the actual story or watching the actual TV series or movie or whatever, but I don't know, maybe it's something that I could get into. This book just looked really interesting to me. Apparently it's really funny, and I'm excited to see what kind of author Rainbow Rowell is. Alright, we're getting there. Here we go. Stay with me. Up next is, again, another book that everybody has been raving about. It is the first book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and again, I got it because everybody's really talking about it and people love it. And it's a high fantasy book about this girl who becomes an assassin, and I just thought that was a really cool, really different idea, and it just sounds like this is going to be another one of those kick-butt heroine types, so I'm really excited to get started on this one too. So this next one I actually found because of an ad on Goodreads. Nobody actually said anything about this book. I had never even heard of it, and then all of a sudden I'm on Goodreads and I look down into the left-hand corner and I see an IKEA catalog. And so that alone intrigued me, because for one thing I love IKEA, and for another thing, it's a book that's supposed to look like an IKEA catalog, so what can you go wrong? So anyway, this one is called Horror Store, and it's actually not about IKEA, but it's about a knockoff store of IKEA, and it is literally a horror story. Like, this is one of the classic, there's no reason behind what is happening other than it's just scary. And I read this book already. I think it took me like maybe a day. It's actually pretty big. It doesn't look that big, but like it's a pretty big book. But this actually really like seriously scared me, like legitimately scared me, to where I couldn't read it at night or if I was by myself. Like, I had to be, if I was in the living room, other people that I live with had to be in the living room with me. Or if I was reading it in bed, my husband had to be there next to me, or else I was going to be legit scared. So you know that it's a good horror story when you're actually scared to be alone while reading it. This one is by Grady Hendrix, by the way. So I also bought a few series, so I'm just going to show you the whole collection instead of one book at a time. So like I said, it's really been a goal of mine to finish the series or the trilogies that I already have like the first book of. So I got the last two books as well as the companion novel for the Uglies series by Scott Westerfeld. I got Pretties, and then Specials, and then this is the companion novel Extras. I didn't know it was a companion novel. Apparently it's not about the same girl, so that's really the only reason it's a companion novel. I thought it was well, it says the fourth book, but on here it says Uglies trilogy. And 4 books does not equal a trilogy. Sorry. So this is a companion novel. Next up, I got the first 2 books in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, Cinder and Scarlet. I started reading Cinder. I had it as an ebook, and then I stopped reading it because I couldn't really get into it, but I think I just didn't give it enough time, or I didn't give it enough pages to really pull me in, because there are so many people who are absolutely in love with this series, and so I don't know, I figured I'd just buy it and try it one more time. I probably won't read them until The Fairest and then Winter comes out. That way I can marathon through all of them in like a month. I don't like reading series all split apart. I would much rather read the whole thing all at once, because I kind of have a short attention span, so I kind of forget what happens in a book if I haven't read it in a long time, and then I start reading the next book and it's just, I'm completely lost. So, gonna marathon these. So the next series that I purchased is the Theater Illuminata series by Lisa Manchev. So I got Eyes Like Stars, Perchance to Dream, and So Silver Bright, and these looked really interesting to me, especially since they're set kind of in a theater, and I just think the covers are really pretty. I love that they're not like photographs, but there's still people on them. I think they look drawn or painted or something. They just look really cool, so I just thought this whole series sounded so interesting. Also, just the whole premise is interesting. So again, I will be marathoning these, hopefully within the next couple months. Oh my gosh, we are so close to the end. Okay, next up I got the 4 books in the Monstrumologist series by Rick Yancey. I haven't actually read his other book, The Fifth Wave, yet, but I do have it. But I just thought these looked really interesting. It's all about this boy who becomes an apprentice to a monstrumologist. I don't know, it just seems like another classic horror series, so I'm really excited to get started on this too. I'm excited to get started on all of them. Who am I kidding? They're books. I love books. I love reading. It's so fun. This next one I got is long overdue. It is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Other Stories by Lewis Carroll. Like I've said, I love Alice in Wonderland. Sadly, I have not yet read the book. I've seen the Disney movie, I've seen the Tim Burton movie, I've read the Splintered series, but I don't feel like I can really say that I'm a true Alice in Wonderland fan until I have read the original book. So I went to Costco, of all places, and I got a copy of it, and it's actually a really cool looking copy. It's kind of leatherish, and this is all like embossed and shiny, and the back is really cool. It has the card guards and the roses, and then it has gold pages, so shiny and so pretty. Aren't they so nice? And then what's also cool, does that have the back too? Yeah. What's also cool is the inside is really cool. This really cool drawing of the Mad Hatter and the March Hare and Alice down there in Wonderland. And I'm guessing that's supposed to be the Dormouse, but it's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought it was really cool, and now I'm really excited that I have a copy of it. So next up I got Never Fade, which is the second book in the Darkest Minds trilogy by Alexandra Bracken. And I actually bought the third one, I think the same time I bought this one, but it hasn't gotten here yet, so that's going to be in my second January book haul. Second and hopefully last. And then finally, the last book in this book haul is The Night Circus, by Erin Morgenstern, and this is another one that BookTube has just been raving about, and so I'm really excited to get started on this one, just like I am excited to get started on all of the other ones. This one is about a circus, so that's cool. Ooh, and I love the cover. I love when they use mixed textures. This part is all glossy and this part is all matte. Can you see it? It's so pretty. Can you? Can you? Can you see it? Can you see it? And then the spine is all pretty. And then the inside is all stripedy. It's like a mind warping thing. Ooh, and then the front cover is really pretty too. Such a pretty book. So I hope it has a pretty premise too, and pretty writing. I guess we'll find out. So that's it for this book haul. Hopefully my other ones won't be so big. Or, well, no, I hope they are this big because I love buying books and I love having them. And it's just so satisfying putting them all on my shelves. But I do have a problem. I'm sorry. I love big book hauls and I cannot lie. So now I'm going to try to pick up all of my books. And I'm really worried and I feel like I'm going to hurt myself. But we'll see how I do. This does not look like a good idea. Oh my gosh. For my last words, I would just like to let everybody know that I love them. Lean against me. Oh golly. Oh! Oh gosh. This is a bad idea. Here it is. Here's my book haul. Can you see them? You probably can. Oh gosh. Don't want to do that. You probably can't see very many of them. But there are a lot here. 32. Okay, thank you everybody for joining me. I'll see you again next time. Goodbye! Ah! Ah! Oh golly, no! I made a mess. Then I got the first 2 books in the Luna Chronicles. Luna. Theater. What are these? The theater. The. Holy crap. Theater Illuminati? Illuminat. Illumadoom. Crap. So next up I got Never Fade, which is the second book in the